Hi, this is Tom Malloy. Okay, today we're going to talk about jumping on a trend. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, there are trends in the movie business, and what happens is they become something successful, and everybody tries to emulate that trend because they say, well, if this was successful, let me model my success on that. And I've seen it happen so many times. The problem with that is usually by the time the movie's successful, if you go, oh, I'm going to make a movie like that, and you develop it and you finance it and then you produce it and then you try to take it out to the market for sales, that trend is already passed. I remember when Hereditary hit, and that was kind of like a higher thinking man's type of horror movie, and that was, they called it elevated horror. Everybody wanted to make elevated horror movies. And then in the market, then it was Terrifier 2, which was gross, and it was a real fun, gross horror movie. Then everybody wanted the gross horror movies. And it's like, so now you had all these people with these elevated horrors, that kind of sophisticated horror, and now the trend, they made it because Hereditary came out and was so successful, so they made that, but by the time those films were ready to come out, it was bloody horror again. So that happens a lot. One thing that was major that I somehow foresaw the wisdom in not doing this was that so many people during COVID made a movie on Zoom just because they could. They could go, yeah, let's just do a movie on Zoom and we'll interact that way. Or they made a movie with masks on or about COVID. I will tell you that is certain death for your movie. And I hate to say it, if you're sitting on some COVID movie, you're in trouble. But the bottom line is this. For that to be successful, somebody would have had the thought of that movie prior to COVID attacking, and it released it right when it was in its peak. Right? But the problem was, it happened, we were in quarantine, then people, let's make a movie, let's put it together. And by the time those movies were ready to come out, people were so sick of it. And trust me, I still think people don't want to be reminded of that horrible time that was going on. So that's the last thing they want to see. So that's the problem with jumping on a trend. It's a lot of times you can't catch that wave. You're too late. It's like you're trying to surf the wave, but it happened the day before you got to the beach, right? So I would say the better idea is to try to make a trend. Try to make something new and unique and different, and then you'll create the trend, and that'll be something potentially that everybody follows.